How you been, Barracudas? Today I'm going to break down my song Fake Numbers and show you how to make a hyperpop banger.
Are you still there, or did you hang up?
Okay, so here is the entire song inside of Ableton. It's like 78 tracks or so. I'll go through like section at a time and show you how I did what. It started out with this sample that I got from Splice of this guitar. It's really slow, but this is the first piece that I started with. I heard that, and then I got an idea for what I wanted it to sound like, a lot sped up and chopped up, so I turned that into this. A lot of effects on this. So that's like the main chop, and then I have one panned all the way left and one panned all the way right, and they're slightly offset. So it gives it more of a stereo feel. This middle centered one is pitched down an octave. So all together the guitars. And that is just on the chorus, but that is the first piece that I started out with. So after this first piece, I wanted something that sounded like a ringtone. So I made these pieces here. So we got a couple different pieces. I think I started out with like this one. This is like the main one. It's just an Ableton wavetable preset with some effects, literally just an EQ on it. Layered that up with this one. Again, it's just a Ableton wavetable with an EQ on it, but that just gives it some more higher notes. Got another layer in there. So yeah, just really an EQ on each of those to help them fill out their different frequency ranges. And then I added this really high pitched part that just comes in every now and then to fill some notes. Really quiet there, but it kind of just fills the gaps. So after that, added the bass here. Yeah, this is just a Nick Dean one shot with some EQ and some isotope trash on there to get it a bit crunchier. And some wider, just a little wide. Added the kick on top of that. Really just wherever the 808 hits is where the kick is. Got the snares, 2 snare layers. So mine is panned to the right, and then I got a Nick Dean snare layer in here. Pan to the left, give it more stereo. Hi-hat here, very subtle. So then this is just another hi-hat. Fill out some of that. We've got some phone sound effects as well that are also in the intro. So we got just like a ringing sound. And that kind of fills out some of the melody. That kind of just plays along with the melody. And there's a cell phone buzzing that happens at the beginning, and then it also happens a few times throughout the track. Just cell phone vibrate sound. And then in the intro too, we've got this just opening up a phone sound, and then it just cuts off the vibrating. And then there's just the me saying hello. With some effects on it. Some more ringtone sounds. Every 4 bars on the verse there with that one. And then just like an impact sound. And then some high stabbing chords here on the verse too. So there's a lot happening on the verse, but it's kind of staged to be at different points. But I mean, that's pretty much it for the verse there. So yeah, that's everything in the intro there with the ringing and the vibrating. And then these other couple sound effects just to bring it into the verse. Couple sound effects in there too to help it transition better. Like this one. Is that just like some effect sound with an amp on it, flanger. Just make it sound weird. I think that was the goal. Help just be a fill. And then it goes into the pre-chorus. The pre-chorus is just more of those phone sounds, and then it's just got this drum loop on it. Just one of the count breaks with an EQ and a grain delay on it. Chopped up too. And then it goes into the chorus here. So the chorus is, again, that guitar loop from the beginning, super chopped up. Same kick as before. There is the bass, a different bass for this part because I wanted to hit a little harder. It's an Umru bass here. And then just EQ, wider, fattener, more EQ, amp. There's a ride too. Same snares for this part too. And I mean, that's really it. It's just like the guitar and that percussion and the bass there. Then to get it for the second part of the chorus, I have those choppy parts. I just kind of bounced the first half of it to audio and then chopped it up to get those stutters. And then after this part, it goes into this like post-chorus break thing. The reasoning for these sections, there's like 2 of them in the song after the choruses, is because I had them initially recorded as the chorus, but I didn't like how they sounded, but I didn't want to delete them because I liked how they sounded, just not as the chorus. So I just kind of put them in there as these little break sections before it goes back into the verse. Open hats here, I guess, and then some kicks. Really ducking hard. So yeah, there's just a compressor on that whole group sidechain to that kick. Triangle and a cowbell sample there. There's also this background ambience here as well. Just a medicine ambient sound. Kind of acts like a percussion loop there. Set to beat transients mode, so it's kind of chopping it up some more. And then on the vocals here for this part, I have the formants of the auto-tune shifting around. Sounds like it's opening up and then kind of closing. This iMessage send sound was added last second. I was working on the song, like doing the final mixing, and I sent someone a message off my computer and heard that sound like right at that point. I was like, whoa, that fits really well. So I just dropped it in there. There's probably just like an EQ. Yeah, just an EQ and a compressor on it, really. That gets us back into the verse. Same as before, really, just kind of copy pasted. Right back into that pre-chorus. Right back into the chorus there. Again, it's just same as before. And then there's this like break again, this bridge here, and it's pretty similar to the bridge before, but I added in the drum loop from the pre-chorus as well. And then the second half of it goes into like a switch up, so it goes more into like what the verses sound like. It's just different parts that like haven't been put together yet so far. It's really just like the same puzzle pieces just rearranged to sound different. It's a really easy way to just expand what you already have, so you don't have to keep making new things. You just put different pieces of the song together that haven't been together in other parts, and it just makes like a new section. And then there's just these rising effects. And then that stutter into the last chorus. So the vocals, all the verses are me, just layered up.
Are you still there? Or did you?
There's 3 layers, so there's a center one
Are you still there?
that's pitched up an octave. There's one pitched left, one pitched right. Again, this is similar to what I did with the guitar, so they're slightly different, like offset from each other if you look.
Are you still there? Or did you hang up? Are you still there? Or did you took it off of my chest?
So that just gives it more stereo.
I'm trying to stay positive.
That pre-chorus is just put through like a telephone EQ, really. I wanted to continue the phone style, so it's just put through like a telephone EQ.
Trying to stay positive.
The actual chorus itself, originally I recorded this part of the chorus, just me,
Just say that you want me to go. Don't act like it's hard.
but I didn't like how I sounded on it, and I knew that Ethan could have like that early 2000s pop rock sound that I was going for, like a really whiny voice. So I got him to record too.
Just say that you want me to go. Don't
It was like
act
exactly
it's
what I
hard.
wanted.
You can just say no.
And then I kind of just put mine in the background to fill out some of the space.
Just say that you want me to go.
So having mine in the background also gives it some harmonies to play off, because Ethan and I each sang slightly different melodies.
This moment that you
So for that, there's 2 layers. There's one that's
this moment that you this moment that you
so there's one that's pitched up and one that's like kept.
this moment that you I keep getting these fake numbers. I still call them on myself now. I know that no.
So there is format shifting here too. It's not as drastic, but instead I'm changing the wideness of the vocals.
I keep getting these fake numbers.
So it has this feeling that it's like constantly evolving and
I keep
changing.
getting these fake numbers. I still call them on myself.
Again, same thing. There's just an octave up.
Keep getting these fake numbers.
And I actually did sing these in like falsetto.
I keep getting these fake numbers. I still call them on myself now. I know that.
And then this version's just sang normally.
I keep getting these fake numbers.
The actual vocal mixes though, it's just got auto-tune EQ, and then an RC20. I'm just using the RC20 to help boost some of like the vocal range frequencies here, and that's kind of it. I just like the quality that it gives it in doing this. I know it's not like the best way to do it, but it's like a really rough sound to it compared to like if I were to go in with the EQ and get exactly the right area, it just wouldn't have as rough of a feel, and I kind of wanted it to have like that MySpace early 2000s vibe. And then on Ethan's vocals, I went a little harder on the chorus with the distortion here. So each one's a little bit different, and they're panned. There are a couple layers here.
Just say that you want me to go.
So this is something I picked up from Dayglow. He has this series where he breaks down all the songs off his album Fuzzy Brain and how he mixed those and made those. So he would have one vocal layer that's got like all the delay on it, and the rest have like no delay, kept super dry as far as delay goes. So I did that too. So there's like a really wet delay on this one, and the rest are pretty dry for delay. It helps you like control the sound of the delay, and so you can mix it a bit quieter, have more control over it really. But yeah, just doing different things to different layers and panning them helps to create more space. You just have to be careful when you're stacking so many layers and that you're EQing different things so that it doesn't just clash and get super loud. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not too much going on. Yeah, that's how I made this song. It's out now, so go stream it. Music video too, check that out. If you've got any questions on how I did any other songs, I would love to break those down. Let me know if there's anything that you wish I talked about more so I can do that better in the future. But yeah, that's going to do it. So like, comment, subscribe, dislike if you hated it, leave a mean comment if you're feeling it, whatever you got to do. Have a great day. Take care.